Okay, I'm sending you the link to my YouTube right now. That way if you have any questions you can still see it. I'll do it and then I'll like stop it. Send it to your... Yep. That's a really good line. We'll do the Bucks. This is on all Madden. Defense 4-6. Let me know when you're... Their safeties aren't fast, but they're pretty good. Well, they're a pretty good team to work with because Hot Route Master. So you can see my screen, right? Okay, yeah, it says that you just... So here's what I'll do, because it's kind of delayed. So I'll show you the play, and I'll stop until you see it on the stream. And then I'll show you a different... Let me know when you see it, and like, understand it, and I'll show you the next variation. That way you're not getting confused with what I'm doing. Makes sense? So I'm not like doing two different plays at once. So my audibles will be from this 3-3-5 wide, and I have to set them before the game. It'll be Mike 3 Blitz 3, Mike Blitz 0, cover 2 man Tampa 2. I'll sometimes substitute Tampa 2 for cover show 2. That's just what it'll be. So anyways, when I do 3-5 normal, I put the cornerbacks back here, fast cornerbacks, and then I'll put the safeties at these positions. Yep, and then I'll put another safety here. Well, actually, Will Redmond's pretty fast, but you get my point. And then I'll put a spy here and 2 rushers right here and a fast spy over here. Now the first one will be, I'm going to come out in this. I'll show you the blitz with like running back. I'll just do this. So anyways, like, so I'll go and I audible, right? So it's going to look like this. Man coverage, crash down. I'm always going to, so you're going to probably be on the running back or this guy. When if it's anything like shotgun, you're going to be on this guy and you're going to be on the running back. But anyways, like let's say, let's all linebackers crash down. See how the guy gets right through there? So you'd be on the line, you'd be on a linebacker. So, so you're gonna probably be on linebacker. Now this guy, this is 5 wide. This is why people can't run 5 wide against this. It's because look how the pressure comes in. Oh, that's the computer. Just, I'm gonna show you on the replay because it's all Madden on the computer. You know how fast they throw. So instant replay, like this guy's gonna be coming, right? So this guy right here, I'm gonna do the replay. It's gonna come right in untouched. That guard will not get him. Let me do another one with that. Let me go this. Yeah, because I have to swoop down. I have to swoop down to get the guard to engage with me, though. That's why there's a certain way you have to do it to keep them engaged. So this is 5 wide, so like, well, I'll show you this again. Alright, this is a perfect example. Look at this next play. This is what happens when you don't block the running back. I'll push pause so you can see it. Now see how it just gets right through there? Untouched? Every time. So now let's say they're going to be, so it'll be on a tight end in those type of formations. You just have to worry about, you know, getting it right away. They're probably not going to. But if they're on a running back, so let's say they have a running back involved. We'll run a play like stick. I'm going to go do Mike Blitz 0. So you're going to want to be on the safety on the running back. So if I were you, when we do this, figure out which safety's on the running back and move them over like this. Now when we do this, we can both, like, they'll probably have to block the running back. So like I can be like, okay, I'm going to go left. So that means I'm going to go over here, and you just take the right side. So that way, like left, right, because they're going to have to throw it quick if they're not blocking the running backs. Right here, running back's going on a route. Right there, they just threw it, but my other safety was going to come in. So, I mean, now another thing I do, another thing that I do with this too, is I play coverage. And I'll have my hard flats at 25. So what happens in this is I have a spy, so we don't have to worry about the quarterback running on us. And you will have the quarter, there'll be, because this looks like the blitz, right? Except I'm playing max coverage. So you'll still be down here on the running back, and I'll be free roaming. We don't have to worry about getting the running back because we can spy them in when they roll out. I'm still blitzing my guys, so it's not going to be an automatic pancake because the game's going to think that 3 people are rushing. And then another thing is you can at least help me shoot the gaps on the run if they're trying to run the ball. But this is like, we don't have to worry about the deep out routes. The things that we'd have to worry about are the short slants and the posts. Because this 25 hard flats with our safeties will guard anything that's hard flat like that. Now if they're running whip routes or something, then that's where we're going to have to crash and play a little bit underneath. But we can talk about that with what they're deciding to do once we see what they're doing. So this is another version of that play. Looks exactly the same and still the man, right? Still on the running back, you're still figuring that out. Now, the beautiful thing about this is not only do we have the man version that works exactly the same, but we have the zone version of Mike Blitz 3. So now Mike Blitz 3 looks exactly the same, but instead we could have them be curl flats. You'd be on this safety, and we can roam with the blitz coming in quick. The middle, the deep third. So that way you can have more time roaming and you can still come back and get the post if it leads to. So if they have no post routes on here, we can just kind of crash in here, and there's a quick blitz coming in. So once again, we'll do this little blitz. Works exactly the same. You see that safety was going to come in right there. It works better in the actual game. I don't know what he was doing, but you saw he was coming in untouched. Now the other thing I do with this is, let me actually do the zone drops with this, because you're going to wonder why I'm doing the zone drops. So in that Mike Blitz 3, I have the hard flats at 25. In this other formation I just showed you, we're going to do 5 and 10. Sometimes I'll do this curl flats at 10. Usually I do 25 and 5. So when we do this, we are pretty much forcing me and you just to focus on the middle of the field, because not going to be able to throw to the sidelines, because we have that all covered. You're going to see the play art. You're going to be on this free safety. You can bring him down if you want to help play the run too. So if he's going to be on this side, you can kind of go towards this side, and I can always shoot over here to stop anything that's going to be a quick pass. That way, if they do a quick pass over there, I'll be able to get there and pick it off. If they're going to run the ball, we're both here to kind of help against the run. If they're going to do something different, like no post, meaning you can have this side middle of the field covered while the sideline's being covered with the spy, obviously. So you see how this works? So me and you will be covering this. What this does is it helps me and you as a user not to have to cover so much ground, yet still shutting everything down. Now, right. Now, if they have a deep post come in, that's when you're going to have to open, get back and cover it. Then I'll focus on something across the middle. But they're not going to be able to focus on the sidelines. That's the other variation of this. Now, you can do another variation of this, which is even more cute if you want to put it that way. So what you can do here, and let's say they're running Trey. and they're doing vert drag. So if they're going to be running this type of play, they're going to probably have the middle guy be on the crosser. So what I'll do is, come on controller, why isn't it doing it? Anyways, I'll man him up there, and I'll man him up on the tight end. So now we have either 25, well, I usually put curl flat. Okay, let me do this properly, so that way you're not confused in game. So when I'm doing this variation, I put curl flats to default, because that's what you want in this type of variation. I'm going to come out. I'm going to reset the play so they don't play match, and then I'm going to do the same thing as before, but then I'm going to do something like this. So now we have these. You're still going to be covering the middle third. That's still going to be your user because you're not assigned to anyone. We'll still have everything else covered. These guys will be manned up. Remember that? So I always will man up the inside guy. Sometimes if it's double, like a spread formation, I'll have these guys on the slots or something. We still have the curl flats. They'll play towards the center. But meaning you can still kind of play sides. But be sure to watch for the posts. So you can come here. You can come here. You can kind of, we can both free roam while still having good coverage on the field. That's what this whole defense is about. Having us do not very much, right? So this is another setup. So we're throwing all this stuff at them with blitzes that all look the same. Another thing that we can do, let me make sure is something like this. So if they're always hitting the center of the field, and it's kind of tough for us, we can run cover 2. Now when we run cover 2, I'll do something like this. So now your job is to use this safety and play coverage. So in this type of situation, you could play short and focus around here. I can play more over the top, the deep. If there's nothing deep, meaning you can play more short. And if you want to, we could do something like this. And you play deep over here, and I can roam around and come over here. Or if they're trying to do that, so that type of thing. Or, you know, we can do something like this, and then you'd play short around here, and then I'd play deep back here, like in this huge area, right? So like kind of like the whole, you have one middle, I have the other middle. Now that's another thing we can do. Sometimes what I'll do against bunch is this is cover 2 man. But sometimes I'll do something like this. So against trips type of formations, this is what my setup's gonna look like. I'll do 2 different plays with it. So it tray, trips, whatever. So this would be a trip setup that I do. So you're still going to be on the middle third. Nothing changes for you, but I'm having this cornerback be in a cloud flat because more than likely they're going to want Mike Evans on a crosser. He's going to play the crossers way better than if he was on if this guy was on a hard flat, since he's more the outside. So this will stop all the crossers from going to the other side, and that's what people do in trips. So you'll see me do this variation. Remember, nothing changes for you. Still have the double Mabel. You're still on this guy. You're still on this guy. Okay. Another thing is, if they're running bunch, there's another setup you're going to see me do. You see, this is like not just a few plays. It's like a full scheme. This is like a reacting to what they're doing. So if they're running a lot of bunch, I'm running cover 2 man. And I'm running this setup. Now in this setup, if you wanted to, you could probably be on this vert hook and play the middle while one of us plays deep. Right? So like, you can do that, or if you wanted to, you can use one of these. I don't know, whichever one you want to do. You can either use him, the vert hook, one of these three. I'll let you choose. Just make sure you worry about, you can get beat deep right there. So if you're not worried about this guy, if you're not worried about that isolator receiver going deep, you can always play up here. And then peel back if you see them going deep. So that's another variation. Yeah, I mean I have 80, unless yeah, because we're 89 and 80 speed back there, or no. Yeah, 90 and 89 speed back there, so yeah. And then finally, if you see me go to default on this, I don't know if you knew how match zones worked last year, but sometimes I'll run match, so that'd be cover 4, drop show 2. Now when we run match, we have to worry about some things. A little bit, like this is more assignment based, because I still be on him. You would use this guy, okay? And I'd be in the middle linebacker, you'd be on this guy. The one he's rushing, he's already like rushing in, the safety is. You'd use him. So these guys play man coverage, but they match on who comes across. So we'll have them hike the play. So the computer baits, and they play match. Now, with match, the thing that can beat it is a lot of crossers and slants. So when we do this, okay, if we do this, me and you are going to have to make sure we pay attention to the crossers and the slants, and who's going to get beat. If you see a slant coming this way, I'm going to hurry up and cover him. If you see something slant coming up, going across this way that will be open, you cover him. So we're playing man principles with 2 free roamers and a spy. I feel like this could be extremely beneficial against people, because they're going to be confused, because we're playing freestyle without matching and everyone else is playing match coverage. So this would be a really good concept, probably in duos too. So those are all the defenses. Do you have any questions about it? I know it's a lot of information. Remember, right, so remember, cover 3, anything with Mike Blitz 3 or Mike Blitz 0, you are going to be the safety.